Elder Scrolls Online. Are you curious about how the loot system works in the game, or you need someone to explain a little bit of the more intricacies of the loot system in the game, which there really isn't that much, but there is a little bit. You are curious, or you've had someone, get onto you in the game, like, hey, let's take turns looting that. You're taking it off for yourself, that type of thing. You want some clarification? Well, stick with me because I'm going to give you that information. Hello, my wolf pack. Thank you all for watching. And here we go. Now, the loot system in Elder Scrolls Online is actually pretty awesome, and it didn't used to be this way. Most of it is shared, but when I walked 10 miles in the snow back in my day, before they made the changes in this game, it wasn't like this. And a lot of the loot system itself wasn't like this, but I'm not going to go into that in depth in it. I'm just going to help you understand or give you a better explanation or understanding of what to do or not to do, or what maybe you want to start crap with. I don't know. So the first thing we're going to go into is in the dungeons. And now when I say things are shared, I mean it's like each person individually gets their own take or cut or whatever. It's not shared, like separated 4 ways, 6 ways, 12 ways, whatever. It's one person gets their own amount of everything. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, when you are killing or taking care of trash mobs, I shouldn't say the other word because that is a no-no in YouTube. So when you're going through trash mobs or filler mobs, which is mobs or monsters in between bosses, it is each person gets their cut, their own amount. It's not separated 4 ways, 12 ways, 24 ways, whatever the case may be. I don't even know if they have a 24-man dungeon in here. I think they have a 12, which is like trials. So, see here, the boss, each of us got our own amount of those things. And it could be different. It's never the same. That way, if you're in there and someone's like, hey, I'm really looking for this helmet or this whatever, then that's where, you would just drop it or trade with somebody. Okay, so any chests or gathering nodes are not shared. They are not, if you're in a group and you're in an overland area and you loot a chest, if you loot a node, you have taken from your friend. So make sure you ask them, hey, it's your turn. Do you want this? Now, we're in a delve. This and delves, if you're in a group, or not in a group even, if you're following behind someone, these jars that my character is looting or that I'm looting, they're for each person individually. So there could be something totally different, but there will be things for everybody. Now the bosses, it's the same as like a dungeon boss. They could come in and heal you or hit a heal right at the end. They could contribute as much or not, hardly at all, and they'll get the loot as well. And you don't share it. It's individual. Now, I actually just entered into a dungeon. I mean, like, how cool is it? Public dungeon. How cool is that you're in a house in the public dungeon and you go through, like, the cellar, to get into this area for the boss fights and things like that. So, again, this would fall in the same lines as if you were in a group. This is not like a dungeon, a dungeon that you would be grouped in together and you would queue in for. That's like an instance dungeon. Now, these are not shared. The heavy bags, the chests are, and now here, the gathering nodes are never shared. That's what I'm saying. Make sure if you're with a friend and you're running around doing things, take turns, unless they don't want to take turns, and it's all for you, by all means. Okay? Only shared chests, heavy bags, are in dungeons, trials, raids, that type of thing. I don't, and again, I know they have trials in this game, but I don't do a lot of the end game stuff, so I don't even know if there's anything called a raid in this game, but there's other games that I played that are raids. So now, again, this is one of the bosses in a public dungeon, and each person would get things individually. Now at a dolmen, now that again, is when I say shared, and I probably should not have said shared, but that each person gets their cut. They get their own amount. It's not something that you have to roll for or anything like that. So I hope this gave you some clarity. Just make sure if you're running around in the overworld or overland and running into delves, public dungeons, whatever, with a friend, Just take turns. Make sure you ask. Don't just snatch and grab. That is just so wrong, unless the person doesn't care. And maybe I'm just a weirdo and I think it's wrong. Anyway, I hope this gave you clarity. Take care. Thank you all, my wolf pack, for watching. I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.